Hi everybody, the weather's getting warmer, we're into a new month, it's time for a new monthly video update. Hi everybody, I'm Brian Ullman, a financial advisor here at Ford Financial Group. And as we get into June, it's becoming clear that the economy is getting back into full swing. Stadiums are starting to fill up, restaurants are filling up, and people are going on more and more summer vacations. And we're seeing this already priced into the stock market most likely. This huge reopening that we're seeing in the economy is already being reflected in some of these stock prices as some of the major indices are at or very close to all-time highs. So that's the good news. Though as we go from here, it's very clear that we're seeing some hiccups both in production and in the labor force that are pushing prices higher. You're probably seeing things here yourself as you go to the grocery store or as you fill up your gas tank, that it's becoming more expensive, and we're starting to see some of these inflation drivers push prices up. And that has some investors worried as we go in deeper into this year, waiting to see whether or not the inflation that we're starting to see in the economy is simply temporary or transitory, as the Federal Reserve has said, or if this is something more permanent. Really, in April, this inflation worry truly kicked off when the Consumer Price Index, which is a measure that's used pretty widely to measure inflation, showed its highest reading since the 1980s, and that caused some concern. Although I think as we look forward, it's our view, along with LPL research, that inflation is more likely a temporary thing here because through technology and efficiency and productivity, these are the things in our economy that's helped keep a lid on inflation for more than a decade now. And we think those factors are going to come back into play, especially as we get later into the year and kids start going back to school. So people who haven't been able to return to the workforce are going to be able to do so. And the extended unemployment benefits are going to make it a more difficult economic decision for some people to stay home instead of return to work. So we're still working through some of this massive government stimulus and its effects and its inflationary effects, even if they're just temporary. But I think as we look forward, we shouldn't be surprised if we see some more summertime volatility. Typically, August and September are some of the weakest months of the year. And so as the Federal Reserve begins to kind of examine this inflation question and maybe even begin to taper some of the stimulus that they've had in place, it could cause some turbulence here in markets. This is something we'll probably review here again. As we get to the midpoint of the year, we will do our annual Midyear Outlook and review where we look back on the last 6 months and look forward to the next 6 months. So you can expect to see that either in your email, an invitation for that in your inbox, or it posted on social media so you can register for the webinar, and that'll be going on in early July. I'd also take this chance to encourage you to provide your tax return to your financial advisor. The tax filing deadline, even though we're in June, it was just a few weeks ago. And so if you filed your taxes and didn't file for an extension, it's really helpful to us as your advisors, as we're making some of your investment decisions and helping you with your financial decisions, to have a clear and updated picture of what your taxes look like, what tax brackets you're in, whether or not you were paying capital gains or had capital losses last year, whether or not your tax bracket puts you in different capital gains brackets, and how that can affect not just your distributions from your retirement accounts, but what kind of trading goes on and what kind of investments you hold in your non-retirement accounts. And so I would encourage you can either email us at info@fordfg and we can talk with you about how you can get a copy of that to your advisor, or you can reach out to your advisor directly. So I hope you have a great start to summer, and I hope you are able to get your vacation plans in these next few weeks and months as things kind of begin to fill up. And again, if you have any questions, I really encourage you to reach out to our office. I look forward to talking to you in July.